Right, let's just start. Okay. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Further Travel Podcast. If you're new here, welcome to the Further Travel Podcast as well. This is a podcast where we talk all things travel, and we talk especially about traveling to Asia as well, which is so exciting. I'm Harry and I'm joined by Mia today.
Hi.
Mia works in office with us at Further Travel. She's done so much travelling, but I'm not going to just sit here and let me basically introduce her. I'm going to let Mia introduce herself and kind of just tell her journey. So if you just want to tell everybody your journey from going travelling to starting here, like what's the vibe? What's been happening?
The vibe.
Yeah.
Hi guys, so I'm Mia. You might have noticed me being the interviewer on our podcast.
Yeah.
And now I'm being interviewed by Harry.
Yeah.
So a little bit about me. I'm 21. I've done quite a bit of travelling. I've done the Camp Thailand Ultimate Adventure Tour last year in April, and I also have done the Camp Bali Ultimate Impact Tour as well. So I've done 2 of our tours, and then whilst I was on our tours, I was doing social media for us, making content, and I came back home to Manchester and got a job doing social media and marketing. So I now work with Harry in the office.
She's a busy gal, and I
busy
mean,
gal.
seasoned traveller at just 21 as well. Like that's actually crazy. What made you jump to do something like that at such a young age? Because that is young.
I'll give you the tea, guys. So I got dumped out of the blue.
Oh, it happens.
Yes,
That's how
I
it
feel like
starts.
that's what makes a lot of people travel, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like maybe a significant partner breaks up with you out of the blue, and it kind of just gives you that perspective on life to be like, right, what am I doing? Like,
Yeah,
if
that's true.
I'm sat at home miserable in the UK, I'd rather be sat miserable in Australia where it's sunny and there's loads more opportunities to go and meet people and make new friends. And I feel like that's what was like the stepping stone to
Yeah.
doing it, and I feel like a lot of other people do that as well. I started solo backpacking when I was 18 and went to Australia first, did 3 months there, and then I came home, worked a little bit, saved a little bit more, and then did 6 months around Southeast Asia and did the 2 tours in between the 6 months traveling. So
My God.
yeah,
Jam-packed.
jam-packed.
Crazy. And I mean, we work here, and we can see that the age of people going solo traveling is just getting younger and younger.
Yeah.
Like a few years ago, I would say solo traveling was literally 25 plus. Like no one younger would probably do it, mainly for the money. But I feel like everyone now is 18 to 21.
Yeah, I think it's the lockdown stereotype. I think
Yeah,
because
yeah.
a lot of kids that were my age, I mean, I was 16 in lockdown, and like having your teenage years kind of stripped away from you. You don't
That's
really
true.
get that social aspect of growing up when we had basically 2 whole years of our lives in lockdown. It's kind of made us want to go and travel more and see things a lot earlier in life, because you just think, well, I've missed out on a lot of opportunities to actually go out and see stuff.
Yeah.
So now I think a lot of lockdown kiddies like me are wanting to go earlier and see
That's
things.
true. I mean, you obviously went to Australia when you were 18, and then you went over to the Asia side. What made you go with a company? Because obviously you would have been solo traveling loads in Australia and got
Yeah.
the confidence to solo travel, but what
Yeah.
made you go oh, Camp Thailand, or oh, Camp Bali? What was the determining thing?
Well, originally I was meant to be backpacking with one of my friends that I met in Australia, and she basically dropped out the week before. So
Oh my God.
So I obviously I was quite gutted, because obviously when you're planning a trip with someone, you think that obviously it's going to go ahead and it's going to be fine. And my mum was kind of just push it back, just leave it, put it on the back burner. And I was like, no, I just want to go.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had it in my head. I know that I want to go traveling around Southeast Asia, but my parents were really worried about the solo aspect. I feel
Right.
like Australia and Southeast Asia are definitely a lot different, and the safety stereotype in Thailand, and obviously it's not as westernized as Australia either. I was worried about the language barrier. I was worried about trying to find accommodation and being solo as well. I feel like it's a really stressful thing to try and plan a big 6-month trip as well.
Yeah.
So in between those, my mum actually found Camp Thailand online.
Oh, thanks, Mum.
Mum, yeah, thanks, Mum. She found Camp Thailand, and then I did that whilst like in between my travels. And then I loved it so much that I booked Camp Bali whilst I was actually in Thailand, and flew over to Bali and did Camp Bali.
Oh, that is crazy.
Just a nice little way to finish off my trip, because I feel like when you do a big 6-month trip as well, it's so mentally draining having to constantly like plan your transport and your accommodation. Like I feel like it's not spoke about enough. Like it's day to day, just constant having to book things. And I think just having that 21 days where you can just wake up in the morning, get on a bus, know where you're going, like having no stress, everything's just planned. Just makes your life so much easier.
100%. And I think Australia, like you said, is basically just the UK but much better. So if you're going solo travel in Australia, you're not going to be that scared, because it is just everyone speaks English, and it is just like the UK. Everyone's got like the same banter, things like that. But I can imagine going to Asia for the first time. You are like, I don't even know how to navigate this world, because it is just so different. Obviously we know now, since even a few years ago, that Thailand, places like Bali, are so much more westernized, where a lot of people will speak English. You know, the locals speak quite good English. The shops over there are really westernized as well. What was the main differences, would you say, between Thailand and Bali? Was there much, or were you just like...
I think they're both very different in their own way. Obviously the cultures are a lot different between like, you know, what you have to wear and things like that. Obviously I think the food was obviously a lot different. In terms of like supermarkets as well, I'd say Thailand is a lot cheap, on like the cheaper side. Whereas Bali, you still can do it on a budget and can do it cheap, but Bali's sort of still, like you said, more westernized, because they're bringing on all the Australians to Bali, so they're definitely like making money off of that. It's a bit more luxury, isn't it? I feel like there's a lot more pool parties, and like a lot of rich people are going to Bali at the minute, but you can do it on like a budget, just not probably as much as Thailand. 100%. And obviously Thailand has like loads of 7-Elevens as well, and 7-Elevens are just like...
Tell the children about 7-Eleven.
7-Elevens, I just can't even explain how good 7-Eleven is.
The love snacks, this girl has for 7-Eleven is crazy.
Genuinely, I just can't even, like, I think about it every single day. I would wake up in the morning and get a ham and cheese toastie and a strawberry frappe. If you love iced coffees though, go get yourself an iced coffee. I'm not an iced coffee girl.
And it won't be as expensive as Starbucks, let me tell you that.
Yeah, honestly. And even like just getting like things like an eSIM or like a charger adapter, like it's just all there. You don't have to stress.
We love a 7-Eleven.
We love a 7-Eleven. And genuinely, I'm not even joking. The first day in Thailand, I was like, right, as soon as I landed, I was like, 7-Eleven, I'm going. So I book a taxi to the nearest 7-Eleven, and as I'm sat in this taxi driving down the road, I literally drive past about 12 7-Elevens.
Oh my god.
They're just like there, like on the street.
A backpacker's dream.
Yeah, they're literally just back to back on the street. So don't be getting a taxi, literally walk about 2 minutes, because even if they're not on your Google Maps, they will be there. Genuinely, there's so many. So
funny.
You don't have to stress, no matter where you are in Thailand.
Is Thailand a very walkable place, would you say?
Oh yeah, 100%. And even if you want to get a Grab or a taxi, well, taxis there, Uber's called Grab, so they're just like so cheap. If you want to go on a night out, like on one of our trips, if you want to go on a night out, so cheap. Like you don't have to break the bank.
No.
If you want to be a little bit more adventurous and go, it's like a beach club. Across the other side of Thailand, go for it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, see, I wish like places like America were like that, because America is so, if anyone's been, you'll understand that America is just so anti-walking. Like you have to get Ubers everywhere. LA and stuff, it's so expensive, you literally can't walk anywhere, and like Google Maps will tell you to walk on like a highway and you're like, what is happening? So Asia is much better in that regard, so that's good to know for sure.
Even the tuk-tuks.
Oh my god, they scare me.
Get in the tuk-tuk, it's so good. We do a tuk-tuk ride, I think a few times. We do a tuk-tuk ride in Bangkok on our tour.
Were you a motorbike girl as well?
I was, but we're not allowed to ride motorbikes on Camp Thailand.
Oh, not on Camp Thailand.
No bikes, guys, because obviously it's just dangerous. But if you're on Camp Thailand, just get a taxi. Everyone will share it, or a tuk-tuk.
Get a Grab.
Tuk-tuks are the vibe.
Okay. Recommendation for everyone listening: if you're in Thailand, get tuk-tuk for sure.
But don't get scammed in a tuk-tuk.
Oh my god, Scam Central.
A little bit.
Oh, what did you prefer? Did you prefer Thailand or Bali?
Thailand.
Really? That was a quick
I'm
answer.
a Thailand girly at heart. Like,
yeah.
I think because it was my first place that I went in Southeast Asia, I just like
Holds
fell
a
in
special
love
place.
instantly. Like, and I feel like the beaches are so much better in Thailand. That's a bit controversial.
Really?
But I think the beaches are better unless you're specifically going to Gili T in Bali.
Right.
The beach on Gili T is stunning, but
Yeah.
I feel like the general beaches around Bali aren't as good as Thailand per se.
Did you go to the beach in Thailand that's where everyone gets the Insta
Maya
pics?
Bay?
Yeah. Is it true you're not allowed in the water?
Is you what?
True, it's not allowed. You're not allowed in the water.
You're not allowed in the water, no. You can only get the boat and then obviously
Why
get on
is
the
that?
beach.
Do you know?
Because the coral, it's like the coral and the sea life there is actually like, what's the word when it's like?
Endangered.
Yeah, it's like endangered. So
Oh, well, good
they're
on
trying
Thailand.
to obviously make the coral, the sea life,
Good.
everything back to where it was back in the day.
Yeah.
Because they've had so many tourists swimming there. Sorry, I'm using my hands quite because we have so many tourists swimming there. Obviously, it's ruined the waters. So.
Because I mean, you see loads of pictures. People probably listen and seen loads of pictures of Maya Bay.
You can dip
but
your
you
feet
never-
in. You can go in like waist high, but you're not allowed to swim now.
Oh, see, I'd love to just have a swim, but there'll
There's
be other
so many.
beaches.
There's literally so that you could go to a beach like 2 minutes away.
Oh, perfect.
There's so many beaches around PP Islands as well.
Yeah.
And when you go back on the mainland on PP Island, that's just a massive beach itself. So we stay on PP Islands, but we have a boat day out to Maya Bay. So you get the best of both worlds.
Love that.
If
Nice.
you are a big swimmer.
There you go. Top recommendation from Mia there.
Top Rex.
Let's talk a little bit about, obviously you did solo traveling when you were 18, which is pretty crazy in like the grand scheme of things. Like, you must be proud of yourself for doing that.
Oh, 100%. It was the best thing I've ever done. I mean,
Yeah.
even now, it's built the confidence to me, obviously having a full-time job in Manchester doing social media marketing. I think there's so many opportunities if you don't want to go down the natural route of going to university and, you know, getting a 9 to 5. I mean, I'm not even going to lie, it has been hard getting to where I am now. And I have worked a lot of rubbish jobs like McDonald's and, you know, your general, but doing those have been able for me to save money so that I can travel.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just think, oh, she's done all this when she was 18, you know, but at the end of the day, I did work hard for my money when I was growing up. So being able to save and do all those things is such a rewarding experience as well.
Good. I think we're both in the same boat, to be fair, because we get loads of questions, me and Mia, asking, you know, how did you get into this job? How did you get into marketing for such a cool travel business? And we both did the same thing, pretty much. Mia did traveling. She went on the Camp Thailand, Camp Bali program. Our sister brand, we have AmeriCamp. I did AmeriCamp twice. We both did content for both brands, and now we both work full-time in the office. So I just think when people think of solo traveling, they say, you know, it just gives you confidence and people just do it to make friends, but it can help you in the long run as well. Like
your career,
like we've literally got careers in the businesses that we made content for, which is crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah.
And like, we didn't go and get like marketing degrees. We didn't.
No, didn't go to uni.
Yeah, we
no.
didn't go to uni. So, and I think as well when people say like, stop making TikToks or YouTube videos or like it's pointless, it's not going to go anywhere. Half the time though, it's not even about becoming famous. It's just about the right people seeing your content.
Yeah, and
it's
inspiring.
About the brands and inspiring other people to travel as well. Like so many opportunities can come from it. Even if you get 200 views per TikTok, like it's about who's viewing those TikToks.
Oh my god, you sound like Lady Gaga when she says like there could be 99 people in a room and only one can believe in you. But it's true though, like we just are so passionate about traveling here, and we just want to tell as many people as possible just about traveling and what it can do for you as well. But you will get to a point where, you know, your traveling winds down a bit. I'm in that period now where I've moved to the city and I feel like an adult and I'm not doing as much traveling, but I know that it's like never just gonna go away fully. Like it will come back, but you just get itchy feet 100%. I think what you could probably give as advice, Mia, to people watching is why something like this is just like so important, like going solo traveling. You said your confidence, things like that, but is there anything else why someone should do it pretty much?
I mean, like I said, there's so many opportunities for your career, your growth in that sense, and it's about the people that you meet. There's so many people that you got to think as well in your hometown, you're not going to be meeting that many let's say, successful people. But let's say when you travel, there's so many more opportunities to meet people that are so successful in life. And one thing for me is when I went to Australia for the first time when I was 18, I was absolutely so scared, so nervous on that flight there. But on the way home, genuinely, my parents were like, you've changed into a completely different person.
Yeah.
And it's because I surrounded myself with people that were giving me life advice, who are maybe a little bit older than me, who I never would have met if I stayed in my hometown and I was just going out with people the same age as me.
Yeah.
And they were giving me advice like, and I remember I was in Australia and I was like, maybe I should have gone to uni, maybe. And they were like, but you didn't know what you wanted to do.
Exactly.
And I was like, that's so true. They were like, there was no point in going to university if you are not 100% sure on what you want to do, just because you're following the crowd of what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
And I feel like growing up and meeting different people does make you grow up personally as well.
Yeah.
So, 100%.
Yeah, so you just have to do it, 100%.
Just do it. I mean, even our frigging tours are like 18 to 35, so you can literally meet someone who's a little bit older than you. And like I said, age is not really a thing when traveling.
No.
You're all in the same boat. You're not going to meet someone and be like, oh, they're 18, I'm not going to talk to them, or I'm not going to get along with them. Like, your tour guide will be there every single night to let each other bond, let each other chat. And I feel like even when you do, if you do the ultimate adventure, you get to go to Koh Sok National Park, which is genuinely insane. And that night on Koh Sok National Park, you have no Wi-Fi on your phones.
No.
So it's such a great bonding experience for the whole group.
Yeah.
You can all chat, and you have these deep chats as well.
I bet.
And I was speaking to the girls on our other podcast that I was interviewing, and they said, like, you're with someone for 21 days, but you feel like you've known them your whole life, because
and that's so
you
lovely.
bond so much quicker in those circumstances. And they were saying now, like, they're going to barbecues together this summer.
Yeah.
They're all going to Lake District. Like, they've all got plans to meet each other again, because you just have those deep chats and those deep bonds so quickly.
I think it's the case with solo travel in general as well.
Yeah.
You've done solo travel in Asia, I did it in America, but we share exactly the same experience as well.
It doesn't really matter where you are.
Yeah, like I know I'm not going back to America, I'm not solo traveling again, but the people who I've met over the last few years when I did go solo traveling, I see and are like some of my best friends in the world, because like you said, I was only together with mine for like 7 weeks, but I feel like they have been a part of my life for like years. It's absolutely crazy. So yeah, solo traveling is like a bond that you can't really find anywhere else, I don't think. Especially if you're still in like your hometown, because since I've moved to the city, you know, there was no one in my hometown who ever thought of going solo traveling. And now I literally work in a city that's so vibrant, and an office where everybody has done some sort of solo traveling. And it's just so refreshing when you're in the same mindset as the people around you as well. And that's exactly what you get on our tours. Everyone's joining our tours with at least the same bit of personality. Everyone's going to be different personalities, and some personalities clash on our trips. That's just the way it is.
It's just life.
It is just life. But everyone is there for the exact same reason, that they want to go solo traveling. They might be a bit nervous for it. That's why they've come onto a trip. And these people will become your friends for life. Even if you don't talk all the time, you're bonded by that experience. So I just think it's a really good experience for sure.
100%.
Let's talk about your future. I think that'll be great. You're obviously a solo traveller at heart. When was the last time you went away solo traveling? Was it last year?
It was last year. I went to Ibiza for a cheeky little holiday, but it wasn't solo.
No. What's like next on the agenda? Or what do we envision? What's on the mood board?
I would love to do America. That's like Harry really wants me to do America.
Yeah, I just think it's so different. You've done Asia, and I just think, I don't know, living in America and working and meeting people, it's just so beneficial. So
I'd love to do America at some point. Potentially South America when I'm a little bit older.
Nice, like Brazil or somewhere.
But what I've heard is like when you do South America, it is better when you're a little bit older, because you have those life experiences.
Yes.
So maybe late 20s I'll do South America.
Nice.
But I would love to do Japan as well.
Oh.
But it's so expensive and everyone's going now, so I'm kind of like, I might wait for the hype to die down and then go.
Yeah.
But
Nice. It's going to be an exciting few years then.
I know.
Fingers crossed.
Busy.
Yeah. I think mine is, I need to go to Thailand or Bali. Like, it's just somewhere I need to go. But other than that, nowhere else really is like on the agenda just yet.
What about Vietnam?
You know what, I would potentially go to Vietnam.
Yeah.
It's just trying to find the time off work, people.
Yeah,
But hey ho,
true.
who knows?
That's why we've got our 12-day tours, guys.
Exactly. Not for Vietnam, but for Thailand and Bali for sure.
Thailand and Bali, yeah. If you work full-time like us, or if you go to university
Yeah.
and you don't have a lot of time off, the 12-day tours are perfect for that.
100%. Is there anything else that you kind of want to like gloss over? Anything that you'd advise for people, or do we feel like that's...
I just feel like if you are so nervous about something, just do it. Like, there's always a flight home. Worst comes to worst. You're never going to know unless you actually push yourself out of your comfort zone and just do it. And also, one thing as well, if you are that type of person that's so nervous and scared to post a TikTok or a video because you're worried about what your friends or your family are going to think or say, just do it. Like I said, me and Harry both have our own TikTok accounts if you want to follow it. Mia Wardby and
Harry Linford.
Harry Linford. So just post it. Like, you never know, like I said, who's going to view it. And just don't care like what people in your hometown think, because there's so many opportunities out there, and there's so many like-minded people just like you out there who are creative and that want to solo travel as well. So
yeah, don't get trapped in the way that life intends. I guess if that's what you want to do, by all means do it. Like, I am not judging. I know that's not for me. I'm young. I want to travel, I want to explore, I've moved to the big city, I want to make friends. Like, I am not settling down, I'm not getting married, I'm not having kids yet. No thanks, that can be 35 plus. While I'm in my 20s, that is what the vibe is, and I hope that everyone else has that little bit of them that feels that way as well, and they're not too like bogged down about it.
Just don't follow the crowd.
Yeah, be a shepherd, not a sheep.
Yes.
There we go.
There we go.
But no, if anybody even wants advice regarding travel, I know that it's sometimes tough if you live in a little town and you don't know like who to ask or anything like that. Me and Mia love talking about it, and we manage all of the social media accounts in Further Travel. So whether that be Camp Thailand, Camp Bali, Americamp, anything like that, if you have any questions or need any advice, literally just message us. We love sharing our stories, our advice, and we love seeing people kind of start the journey as well when it comes to solo traveling. So just don't be afraid to speak up. Any questions at all, just let us know. You can email us at info@furthertravel.com, or you can just DM us on all of our social media accounts as well. You can message Mia on her TikTok, which is at Mia Wardby, or you can message me at my TikTok as well, which is at Harry Linford.
We'll put the ats here.
Yeah, here.
Click here.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. We want to wrap up this podcast. We want to thank everyone for listening.
Thanks, guys.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming on the podcast as well, Mia. And we're going to edit this together. And then we'll post it soon. So thank you so much for listening, everyone, and we'll catch you on the next pod. So bye, guys.
Bye.